Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are back for the second matchup of the Heineken Champions Cup semi-finals. This one, La Rochelle taking on Exeter Chiefs. It's a hard one to pick because La Rochelle, they make it through to the final. We've seen them play Leinster before in the past, and that was actually one of their biggest wins that they had in the Champions Cup not too long ago. So it would be cool to see a rematch of that game, whereas the Exeter Chiefs, they are still a very tough side in the Gallagher Premiership. Could certainly bring some challenge to Leinster in the final. Looking through at the starting lineup, La Rochelle, it is Wardy, Bergeret, and Yuri Antonio as the front row, Sazi and Skelton, the locking duo, Diliane Abotia and Aldret as the loose forward trio. Then they have got the Kiwi Tawera Kerbalo at number 9. They haven't got the 10 option of Ehire West. Instead, it is Hastoy. Of course, they don't have the Kiwi combo as 9-10. Raymond Rule at number 11. Jules Favre at the inside centre role. Sutini on the outside. Dylan Lades and Bryce Doolan, the last two players in La Rochelle's starting lineup. Looking through at the Exeter Chiefs, it will be Scott Seo at number 1, the Aussie. Dan Frost at 2, and Marcus Street number 3. Kristen and Johnny Gray, the locking duo. Jacques Vermeulen at 6. Christ Chinza at 7, and then Sam Simmons there at number 8. Then Beckinsale starting at 9. Joe Simmons at number 10. Ollie Woodburn, Sean Garrett O'Brien, Henry Slade, Jack Knoll, and Tom Wyatt. The rest of the backline we have got Go the Chiefs. Yes, says Reed, and I think La Rochelle are going to win the second semi-final of the Heineken Champions Cup. As Patrick's prediction, it should be a good game, but as the boys in blue, Leinster fan, I hope the Exeter Chiefs win. Says Richard. As Scott Seo playing certainly is starting at number 1 for the Exeter Chiefs in this contest, and we know the ability that he's got in a scrum. We know the ability he's got on the field. He's going head-to-head today up against Uni Antonio, so that is going to be a very tough task for Scott Seo, but let's hope he's up for the challenge. And Kian has said hello. Welcome in, Kian. Hope you are doing very well, mate. Match up only about 2 minutes away from starting. Should be a very entertaining one. Looking through at the benches, Stuart Hogg there for the Exeter Chiefs. He will be important late in this contest alongside Harvey Skinner. Will be making his way off that bench. Josh Asefa Scott, another Kiwi, going to be there for the Exeter Chiefs. And then I think the big thing here is Teddy Thomas for La Rochelle. I'm just looking through. They've got Bordeaux. They've got Bergeron. It's going to be a good game. I'm excited to see who does walk away from this one. I feel like it's a little bit of, I guess you'd say, the second biggest semi-final, only because everyone was looking forward to that Toulouse versus Leinster matchup, being the top side in France at the moment versus the top side in Ireland. This game, I feel like it's the underrated game because La Rochelle, they're an absolutely fantastic side. I remember the turning point for them. They were struggling, and then all of a sudden, a few years ago, they just started clicking, and since then, they've been a top contender. They're sitting second on the top 14 table, just a little bit behind Toulouse. Whereas the Exeter Chiefs, they are a side getting into the finals of the Gallagher Premiership very soon. It'll be absolutely fantastic to see what they're able to do. But afternoon, Hamish, will be amazed if Exeter can handle the La Rochelle pack. It's like a repeat of last year's final to me, says Finton. Well, that's the thing. This La Rochelle side's looking fantastic, and that is excluding some of those big names that we used to see for La Rochelle, such as a Victor Vito. He was one who was really great for them those couple years ago when they were able to get themselves that victory over the Leinster boys. Both sides making their way out onto the field. Crowd absolutely loving it. There are about, I would say, 30,000 yellow flags getting flown around in the stadium at the moment. You can tell exactly who's got the home field advantage just from looking at the crowd. We have got Pakistan did well to chase 337 or 36 yesterday against the Black Caps to lead 2-0, leading the ODI series. There's Coding there. I'll be honest, Coding, if you weren't giving me those cricket updates, I wouldn't know who was winning those games. I've been very slack with my cricket at the moment in terms of those ODIs. I think my eyes are firmly grasped on the Ashes, and I keep on forgetting there are games of cricket on. Also, they are at a really hard time. Glasgow from Kerr. I saw the score, and I'll be honest, Kerr. Yesterday morning, when I woke up, I think I ended up setting my alarm for about 1 because I was like, I need a little bit of sleep. So that was 1 p.m. I woke up. First thing I did before anything else West checked the score of that Challenge Cup game, and then I did a little fist pump knowing that your boys made it through. But yeah, quarterfinals around the corner for the URC. Champions Cup final, or sorry, Challenge Cup final around the corner. They're on fire at the moment, Glasgow. And they're in the final up against who won that game? Toulon, or I assume Toulon would have beaten Benetton, but I can't be sure. Might need some information there. And bloody French refs, says Legend. Oh, was it one of those games? Was there a bit of controversy? Oh, nicely stolen there by La Rochelle on the first breakdown of the game. Yucko Piper in charge of this one for the refereeing department. Now, nice big run from the loose head prop. Kerr Barlow getting shut down pretty quickly. Toulon, I thought that they might have. I assumed that they won that game. If I had to guess, I'd say Toulon by like 20 points. We'll have a quick Google. Still running up nicely, Raymond Rule. 23-0. Tell you what, that wasn't a bad guess for points. I expected it to be like 40 points to 20, though. I was quite surprised that Benetton were scoreless. Now going back across. Nice cross kick here from La Rochelle. They're such a dangerous outfit. And now Lavani Bortia, the big Fijian, almost found his offload on the outside. The Gregory Aldrit referee says that it did go backwards, so it will be a continuation of play. And it was 22-0. DeLon one says Finton, and yep, the Scarlet. Oh, I'm Scarlet and Salty, says Flesh in there. Which games, do they have any more games now, Flesh in, coming up? Because I'm not trying to rub it in, but I know they're not in the top 8 of the URC. So does that mean their season's done till the next URC competition, or is there anything else that they have got themselves in that they can look forward to now? Going to be offside against La Rochelle there at the kick. So Ollie Woodburn runs up to the mark. Exeter Chiefs, I still remember that game that they played up against the Harlequins, and it was absolutely fantastic. It was back and forth, try after try. Christ Chinza in the end went for that last-minute chance. That's the end of the season for all Welsh sides. It's a shame, actually. It seems like there's a long gap, doesn't it? Like, compared to now, like, you've got the URC quarterfinals next week for some sides. You've got the Champions Cup coming up as well for only a very few side kind of a sentence. You know what I mean. Then after that, I guess it's now, when does the URC start back up? A few months, I guess. Oh, it's a drop ball from the Exeter Chiefs, but they're going back for another penalty for offside. That will now mean that the Exeter Chiefs have got a pretty good chance of going for the 3 points. Yeah, straight out in front. I think they might take on this 3, although it looks like very keen to take the quick tap for a second there. Damn, this Malaysian weather is giving me terrible swamp ass. Yeah, nah, it's been pretty humid over there, I believe. We've had some really weird weather at the moment. Every night, like, the fog has just been coming in. Like, I drove down to get tea last night because I was slightly lazy. Decided I wasn't cooking anything. So I went down, and you could only see maybe about 5 meters in front of you, even with the lights on. Like, you're pretty much just relying on nothing pulling out in front. But yeah, it's weird, isn't it? And then you'd go anywhere. I remember when we went to, I believe it was Bali, and it was just, this was like 10 years ago, and I was a little chubster, so it did get to me a little bit. The heat Kerr's done a super sticker. I better get that open, shouldn't I, to be able to see what those super stickers are. Now going to the short side, Exeter Chiefs, 5 meters out from the line. Looking to attack. Oh, I said there might have been a knock on in the tackle there. And also, Glasgow didn't have a great first half. They came out in the second with clear intent without being biased. The Glasgow defence was world class. I remember their defence caught my eye a little while ago. It was right at the start of the season, and it was the same as the Leicester Tigers. I remember I went through a phase of just watching rugby late at night by myself, which sounds lonely, but it was quite fun. Like, this was back when I hardly did live streams, and I was just impressed with the way that they were able to go phase after phase without allowing the other team through. That is what La Rochelle were doing up until the Exeter Chiefs almost managed to squeeze their way over. It's going to be held up, but they are going back for the initial penalty here. So I'm surprised that Exeter went for the corner, but I guess I understand it. La Rochelle, they're a very tough side. We've got the crying face from Kerr. And they're damn how good. Kerr's donations legend says the Tractor Sports. He's paying out wages at this stage. I'll be honest. I didn't work any hours last week. There's something weird going on. Oh, I worked building hours, not so much bowling hours. I got a meeting on Tuesday to work out what's going on there. But yeah, Kira's pretty much my boss at this stage for the weekend. Now that's going to be a counter up from La Rochelle. Fantastic work, although Lavani Botia just having a brain fade, going in through the side to grab that ball. You're not allowed to do that. Been a regular donator for the last 2 months. Says he certainly has. I was talking to my mum about your cruise ships, and I mentioned about it, and she was saying about how she gets seasickness. But do people get seasick on a cruise, Kerr? Because I know that we went on a little boat, and she was feeling a bit, ooh, but, oh, that's going to be the try. That's how he was feeling at that stage. Yeah, have you found that many people get sick on cruise ships in terms of seasickness, or is it that big of a boat that it's too hard for it to go up and down? That's a brilliant try from Sam Simmons, though. First try of the match, Exeter Chiefs. They do manage to strike, firing up the crowd as well. Just quick tap 5 meters out. That is intent right there from the Exeter Chiefs. And not on the big ships. They barely moved, to be honest. Says Kerr there. So I feel like one day, I mentioned about it in that message how I should save up for a cruise. Maybe I'll take me mumsy on a cruise as well. Where would you go? Where's the best location you've been so far in terms of cruise port location, Kerr? And where's the paddy at? Says Gareth Paddy may be sleeping. Not too sure. It is a Monday morning here in New Zealand. But the funny thing is I'm still awake, even though, yep, that's gone over. Nice kick, so that will now make the score 7-0. Yeah, I'm still awake, even though I will be going back to sleep after this because I got about 3 hours sleep beforehand. I was very strategic. Got 3 hours sleep, woke up, this live stream, and then going back to sleep, waking up, and then heading out the road to put up a structure. It's a garage. We got all of the thingies, the walls. I don't know the official terms yet. Still learning, but we got all the walls kind of built up with their parts. And now we got to stand them up and put the trusses on top. I do know what those are called. And they're bloody heavy, so that's going to be fun. Now rolling this one back. All becomes available for the Exeter Chiefs inside of their own 22. They put the kick up high. And now waiting for this one to come down nicely, taken by Bruce Doolan. Close to the touchline, Ollie Woodburn trying to get him that little bit further over. Now Uni Antonio, good carry forward. Off to the left-hand side, Kerr Barlow. That one was very low. Around the ankles almost for the number one. Now Kerr Barlow slings it across. The crowd, I think they're booing for offside. I was wondering what was happening there. They are up very quick, the Exeter Chiefs, trying to stop any extra meters from being made. Yeah, they are right there. And my sweetie butt crack pretty much be the port right now. Sports. That is some sexy talk, Tony. Now it's going to be up to the halfway line. Nice offload to Gregory Aldrich. Also thought about offloading, but he has been shut down well. Now kicked him behind. Huge amount of space. Where's the fullback? Now just grub it forward. La Rochelle score with Raymond Rule. That gap was absolutely huge. I am not sure who was supposed to be there, but someone's getting in trouble because they had someone way on the far side, almost covering the cross kick. But no, Jack Knowles waving someone over. That was Jack Knowles' wing, wasn't it? Who was supposed to have that? Who was supposed to have that gap covered? Yeah, Jack Knowles out on the right wing. I don't know where the defence was, but well spotted by the number 10 here. To see that he could have chipped it in behind, and they could have had 20 seconds there, and still no one was available. And what Petty are you speaking about? Oh, wait, what Petty are you? I'm talking about Petty Blaze. Which Petty? Are you talking about Petty O'Brien? No, Petty, what's his face? Patrick? Japan is really nice, and love Alaska and love Japan as well. Says Kerr there. Now the kick going to be lined up by La Rochelle. They're back in this contest, but that is quite concerning for the Exeter Chiefs. That was a huge amount of space. Hastoi, Petty Gower. This is the news as an iconic clip, isn't it? It's got something else chucked in there as well. Glasgow had 93% tackle completion last night. So, yeah, their tackling, I'm sure that throughout that game, they would have had to make tons, like 130, 140 or something like that. So to have 93% it's pretty impressive. Anything above 90 nowadays is huge, because you look at some of these world-class players who are running at you, and if you can shut them down, you got a much better chance of winning the games. But now 7-all in this contest. La Rochelle getting back in it. Jack Noel making the tackle on Bryce Doolan. Inside of their own 22 at the moment. Going to be rolled back now by Tawera Kurbalo. This one just about available. Yep, still rolling. Still rolling. Still rolling. Okay, he's got 3, 4, 5, and he rolled it between all their legs for the box kick downfield, and just stays in the field of play. Well done from the Exeter Chiefs fullback to be able to read. Well, that looked high. Yeah, that's going to be the advantage. Sam Simmons hit around the neck region, now looking for the left-hand side here for the Exeter Chiefs. Nice run. I haven't seen Henry Slade yet. He must be lurking somewhere, the outside centre for the Exeter Chiefs. Now, nice short attack and run. There was a bit of obstruction, so they will go back for the original penalty. 5 tries to 1. Don't blame the ref. That's a savage job, says Gareth. And also, can we concentrate on this game, please, gentlemen? Yeah, Fleshin, he's still having trauma from that last matchup, unfortunately. Do you follow cricket, Fleshin? Is there any cricket coming up for you in the future? And post-contact Scarlets made 143 total. Glasgow made 367. It's not the ref. This is good. I'm a part of a rugby group on Facebook, and anytime I go on, there are so many ones. I know that the Leinster-Toulouse game had a lot of talk, including a tip tackle that Andrew Porter did on Antoine Dupont, but there's Henry Slade. Where is he at? He's about third on the outside. Might get the opportunity to run the ball soon, but now the rolling maul for the Exeter Chiefs starting up. Told to use it once. Ooh, almost dropped. Now, brilliant work from Simmons there to see that the pass wasn't going to be finding his hand, so instead just scrubber it forward. Raymond Rule, interesting choice there. I don't think he realised the opportunity, yet now he's just starting to realise that when that ball was inside of his own in-goal area, he could have put it down and had a goal line dropout. Instead, he kicked for touch, and he only got it out to about 15 metres. And cheers for the great work from Ireland, says Nate Dogg. Now, I do appreciate you being there, mate. We have got plenty more games with the Irish sides coming up. Next week, we've got the quarterfinals. Going to get to see Leinster in action. Going to get to see Munster in action. Also, Ulster. Oh, bit of a counter-ruck there. Nice work. Exeter Chiefs, though, still managing to just hang on to this ball. Now going with the pick and goes around the side of the breakdown. I believe that was Jack Noel getting involved there. Now, Frost, couple more metres. Will Skelton, the man who managed to make the tackle there, the big Aussie. Oh, bump off here, close to the line. Johnny Gray just needed to rotate a little bit further. Looks like La Rochelle's defence currently holding up. Although, how long can they hold up for when the Exeter Chiefs are throwing absolutely everything into it? Now, nice short ball. Goes to Frost again. That was almost stolen in the breakdown from Gregory Aldrich. I believe that was a knock-on in the breakdown from Jack. No, he decided he wanted to do what the forwards were doing. Unfortunately, though, he did get it slightly wrong. That will be a knock-on, and they'll go back for the initial scrum. And Canon Moody is my favourite. And there says Yanis. And I was like, no, I'm Welsh and cricket is too English. I actually love the Ashes, though, says Fleshin. So we got that coming up. That will be exciting to be able to watch. That's going to be a hard schedule to match, but we are planning on doing all of the Ashes. There will be times where rugby does overlap, so we've got to make some decisions on what games we're covering. Normally, if it's a big game of rugby, we'll do that during the Ashes session, but yeah, majority of the Ashes we're going to be covering on the channel, and I cannot wait. And also, not funny. What one? For Canon Moody? And also, we have got the captain for context. RGC had 91% completion post-contact, 243 metres against the Satyrs. So, yeah, they had an absolutely huge amount of metres. And also, so some would argue Glasgow would beat the Chiefs. There you go. We have to do that one on Rugby Can we do that one on Rugby Challenge rather than that? Oh no, your Hurricanes are your boys though, aren't they? So they're a tricky one. And also we have got the Ashes time and the Kiwi lads is a big deal. It's weird to think we were covering the last Ashes, isn't it? We've been doing this a long time. Like I was sitting on this chair, except I was sitting on this chair in that corner. I've upgraded. I'm halfway across a wall now. I'm taking up more space. Slowly taking over. And all the Ashes, that's a bit FG. We'll try our best. I know that they start at 10 p.m. here and finish at about 5:30 a.m. So yeah, that is going to be messed up, but we'll do our absolute best. And I feel like it's just an atmosphere, isn't it? When you're watching the Ashes, even when it's like the middle of the night, you just watch it and you don't want to stop watching it. Gregory Aldred runs off the back of the scrum for La Rochelle. I don't believe they ended up with the advantage. Currently 15 minutes into this contest and still sitting an even playing field of 7-7. I've been here since Argentina beat New Zealand, says Gareth. Geez, that was 2021-ish. When did we start doing YouTube? I think it was July 2020. We've almost been doing YouTube 3 years. That's a bit crazy. Wow. That's kicked him behind. Looking for the 50. Oh, no. Not getting the 50-22. The bounce of the ball does make it go dead. Last Ashes had some huge viewers, says Gareth. And yeah, I think that may have been a little bit to do with the fact that it was a nice time zone for us here in New Zealand. But yeah, that was 2 years ago when we were just a small. Yeah. When we were just a small boy. And now we have this happen on random live streams where we have Captain Kerr with another big boom. It's the flipping hippo cheer one. It is a sick emoji or animation type thing. I'm just watching it in awe. Thank you very much, Kerr. You're too generous. And Toya Barlow still got the legs. Sign him up, Chiefs. Hello, Audi Amish there. Welcome in. Please now. Hope you are doing well. Kind of late night game for you and also not too bad. 12. Guess start time for it. I love his little scream, says Gareth. I swear no matter what it is, my brain just malfunctions. Now, Gregory Aldred, nice run in behind. Now to Will Kiribaro. That was very risky, but Lavani Botti has done brilliantly to get the ball on the outside to Bryce Doolan. Now Dylan Lades also out on the field. He is playing number 14 for this matchup. Now quick ball to Gregory Aldred. Now Doolan. Kiribaro, little kick in behind. It's being chased hard, bouncing. Oh, it was just a partial knock on from Dylan Lades. Averaged by some KFC, says Nazi Williams. Well, that will get you quite a few pieces of chicken, wouldn't it? Overall. A few angry-looking people in the crowd. I don't think they like the fact that it's 7-all. I think they want their side to be a little bit further ahead. Looks like Lavani Botia might have a little bit of an injury here. One of his legs given out. I live in Oxfordshire. I believe Northampton and Gloucester are local teams, says Fleshin. I actually want to get more into the English county cricket, mainly because ever since doing the GoPro cricket, I want to watch more like cricket, which sounds weird because I haven't watched the Black Caps play. And Captain Kerr coming in with the biggest boat out there. Let's get a captain, says Blues Nate in there as well. Kick downfield from La Rochelle. They'll get them about 15 metres out. Oh, it's a head knock for Lavani Botia. For him to take a big knock on the head normally means it was a pretty good shot. Fiji, and he's tough as nails. Although slightly injury prone, I will say. What hits him? Where's the was the foot? Yeah, the foot was on the line, but that's all right. Lavani Botia now going to be going off the field. The replacement number 20. We'll quickly work out who that is. That's going to be Budon. I've just said. Okay, we'll remember that. Just open the mouth wide, Budon. There you go. I wouldn't have predicted that from looking at the spelling. My brain couldn't quite handle that one. Nicely taken by La Rochelle. Now 15 metres out for the line with the rolling maul. Just sneaking metre by metre at the moment. They have gone down. Is the ball available for Kurbalo? No, it looks like it's stuck in there. So the Exeter Chiefs will actually end up with the scrum. That one has gone down awkwardly, unfortunately, for La Rochelle. They just ended up trying to wheel it around to the left-hand side, and it just didn't quite work out. Who had this ball? I think it was Christ Chinza who was making it very awkward for them for a start, but then also just right through, I think it was Frost. Got in there, managed to trap it. Will Skelton's looking disappointed. He's got an angry face on. I wouldn't want to be near Will Skelton when he's angry. I feel like he would be able to throw a human far. Looks like there's another injury here. Actually, the man who managed to pull that one down, number 6 for the Exeter Chiefs. 20 minutes through already. These games just absolutely fly by, don't they? In the middle of the night. But the next game that we have got on the channel, I believe, is next Friday, I guess, would be the next time that we are in action on the channel. And that is going to be the game taking place between the Chiefs and the Highlanders, I think it is. Oh, they're going upstairs. What are we going upstairs for, Yako? What we seen? Are they going upstairs? No, he was just drawing a TV, but he didn't actually want to go upstairs. Maybe that was that they've checked it and it's all good. Now it's going to be a scrum feed for the Exeter Chiefs. Deep inside of their own 22. They will have to make quite a few meters here off this kick. Could find themselves a bit of trouble territory-wise. A burger. We haven't seen too much of him. We saw that rolling maul almost in action for La Rochelle just then. Jack Noel, I always look at his tattoos, and they're very impressive. It takes up his whole arm, including like a jaguar or cheetah spots. That's going to be a free kick for La Rochelle. Free engagement from Exeter Chiefs. That is the last thing they want to win the inside of their own 22. And I think that La Rochelle, they will go for the scrum again, yes. Do let me know, ladies and gentlemen, who is going to win this contest. It's actually a lot closer than maybe some would have anticipated after 20 minutes. We know La Rochelle are a side that like to start quick. But Berger, he was up in the front row very quickly, excited about that one. Frost in the front row for Exeter, just a bit too keen. Got quite small in-goal areas. About 5-10 metres, somewhere around there. Now ball going into where Kurbalo. Waiting for this one to come out now. It is available. They will be going away to the left-hand side. They have got numbers and they've got some world class in this backline. Bryce Doolan thought about the offload to Tristan Lades, but waits, hangs onto it, now finds Lades. He had the men on the outside, didn't need them. Cuts back in. It's a long way off his right wing, almost stolen in the breakdown from the Exeter Chiefs. Was it? No, taken back by La Rochelle. Now Aldred goes across. Geez, Yako Pipe almost had to make the tackle on Will Skelton. That wouldn't have ended well. Around the side of the breakdown, Gregory Aldred goes in. Kurbalo, I think he has eyes of going left. Yes, he does. Now it will be Bador, the replacement. Kurbalo has a bit of a snipe around the side, but gets tackled by Christ Chinza. Now waiting again, Will Skelton getting held into that breakdown by the Exeter Chiefs defensive line. Now Aldred, oh, he slammed him on his face. That was brutal, but it was effective. Now big run again from Bador. Only 5 meters away here, La Rochelle from being able to get themselves another try in this contest. I believe they have still got the advantage for the knock-on, if I'm not wrong. Now, nice run here. He goes straight through. Little bit too easy. Landed on his face because the ground's not very soft. And that is going to be the try for Suteni. Does manage to get the second of the match for La Rochelle. And La Rochelle will break down in the last quarter and Exeter pull it off, I reckon, says Kerr. And see, that's the thing. They've got huge forwards, don't they, La Rochelle? So eventually those forwards have to start to tie. And the fact that they've already had to use one of them, who knows, maybe it could be. Yeah, Exeter actually, now that you say that, Exeter in the last 20 minutes have had quite a few comebacks throughout this Gallagher Premiership season. And speaking of the Gallagher Premiership, we're going to very quickly go like this. Whoops. That is a K, which is not in Gallagher. Gallagher Premiership. There we go. I'm just going to check because they must be close to their semi-finals, are they? Or maybe 1 or 2 rounds away. So we've got 2 weeks remaining. of that competition. Exeter actually beating Bristol last week, 22 points to 21. They've had a lot of cancelled games by the looks of it, actually. There's a lot of rearranged matches taking place in that comp. But Exeter lost to Leicester 62 points to 19. That's huge. And that one. And this is a hard one to pick the winner. Both look so strong, says Roof. And Exeter Chiefs Sandwich. Greetings from Cape Town. Chilly sunny day, busy slaving away at the shop. Lots of happy customers. This is great commentary. Only got Gap now to tune in. So hopefully the day's going well, Roof. Although I can't speak anymore. It's these French names combined with the English names there. You give me tongue in the wrong place. But yeah, if you're busy, I guess it always makes the day fly by, doesn't it? So hopefully you'll be about into the afternoon, won't you? So you probably still got a few hours left, but hopefully they do fly by for you. Kicked them behind from La Rochelle. I've seen Exeter Chiefs play in the Premiership Rugby. I don't know much of Rochelle and the Chiefs for the win, says Nate. It's a shame that they don't show the top 14 here in New Zealand anymore, because it's one of those competitions that I think were underrated when it came to viewing. Like, we used to get like 3 games a weekend, and it wasn't like a huge amount of rugby, but it was still nice to see what was happening in the French league. So anyone who doesn't know, at the top 14 at the moment, La Rochelle, they are sitting in second. Exeter Chiefs in the Gallagher Premiership, they are sitting in 6th behind the London Irish. Quins are in 7th. That's quite surprising. I'm sure Sebastian won't be too keen on that. He'll want them up a little bit higher. Leicester, Saracens, and Sale. So the top 3. Stage now, La Rochelle, no-look pass straight into the hands of the Exeter Chiefs. That is the danger of a no-look pass. You don't know who is on the outside now. Big shot on Jack Noel by Raymond Rule. Did score himself a try a little bit earlier on. And I think he was held and he got back up there. Lenient at the moment, Jaco Piper. I think he's just liking watching this game. Now, back across again. The Chiefs using their forwards that time would have been Yanis Christen. Now, left-hand side, going out wider. Henry Slade getting his hands on the ball now. Ollie Woodburn, nice step. Oh, did he keep his footing? He certainly did, and a penalty goes the way of La Rochelle. Nice work from Lades. I think I called him Tristan earlier on, but it was Dylan, his brother. Was able to get the turnover low to all those rugby rockers in the Kiwi lads. You're the best of the best. Great movie too. Best of the best. Who's in that movie? As you guys know, my movie knowledge is terrible. My parents were actually watching Star Wars yesterday. They were watching the 4th one, which is actually considered kind of the first one, wasn't it? So they were watching that for a bit. That is a movie series that I have still yet to see. I've seen clips. I've seen little moments. But I haven't watched the full Star Wars movies. I'm very uncultured. I feel like if anyone is like a massive fan of Star Wars, they probably just unsubscribed, left, and we may never see them again. And ESPN used to show top 14 on the MLR due to broadcasting rights, says Nate there. Because Sky used to get a little bit of the top 14 here, but I guess they decided that maybe there wasn't enough interest in the comp, or maybe they did lose the licensing to someone a bit bigger. But now, nice rolling maul here for La Rochelle, but they have been rolled into touch. The Exeter Chiefs now. Thought about taking that one quickly, but won't quite able to. That's me and Hamish. Just likes movies, but loves sport. I don't think I say I dislike movies. It's just more I'm one of those people who, if I'm editing or anything, I always find I can't watch things. I can only listen to music. My brain doesn't let me do that many things at once, which is weird because these live streams are always look at the chat, look at the game, talk about the game, talk about the chat, and all at once. Whereas when it comes to a movie, like, I always feel like I'm missing something if I'm not watching it like directly in. And there are 3 or 4 more Star Wars movies coming out soon. Really? Are they coming as if they're before or after what's happening in the first one? I assume after, maybe. Or over the next few years, says Richard. And also, we have got another donation from Kira. I've just seen that one. What? Oh, I haven't seen what it is yet. It's the hippo. It's the, oh. That hippo's got the same front teeth as me, Kira. Have you realized that? He's got that nice little gap. Although his teeth, I think someone mentioned, they're about that wide. They're about 2 inches, which is quite an incredible front tooth. Thought mine were quite hefty. Now 5 meters out, or 10 in fact, the Exeter Chiefs will have themselves the line out and go the Warriors. Yes, okay, I could have said hate instead of dislike. Says Nazi Williams now burger it. Offloads. Here come La Rochelle, 1 meter from the line. Round the side. He's over. Or is he? I can't believe they've stopped him there. But somehow they have Jaco Pipers getting right in there. Has he been held up? Might have been short. I think they're going to have to check this one. The TMO, I thought Aldred was in for all money, but Exeter somehow able to get maybe the arm underneath. Henry Slade asking about something in that last breakdown on the rolling maul. Oh, okay. Lavani Botia will not be returning. He has failed his HIA. That is not good news for the number 7. So that will play factor. Although looking at this, Wado has done very well since making his way out onto the field. Were they onside? The Exeter Chiefs there. Were they behind the hindmost? No, he wasn't. No, you don't, Jaco. Look at the replay. He was sitting about a meter ahead, and also doesn't look like he was that short. Have they looked at Jaco? You got to look at the big screen, buddy. He's short, but the Exeter Chiefs player, is it just me, or was he about half a meter ahead of where he should have been? You know, it was a bit of a, yeah, might not have quite got back in time. It's an incredible defensive effort because he was ahead of the line. Look at it again, Jaco. Think about it. Just have another look. Okay, that angle's not going to show. And yeah, almost done. Another hour or so still. No rain as well. So there's good news. I think there was quite a bit of rain in South Africa yesterday, wasn't there? And 2 inches is huge. That's what my wife said when that was posted yesterday. I told her I've been saying that to her. Yes. Yes. The good old mighty D jokes, eh? You can't go wrong with one, can you? I think I made about 17 of them on the Chiefs versus Crusaders game with George. And I says, Greg, welcome in, Greg. And hey, howdy, hey, I hope you're well. Says Crumless, welcome in, Katie. They're checking it 15 times. It is short of the line for Gregory Aldred. But my concern is the fact that you can see there, the Exeter Chiefs tight head prop was ahead of the line when he started making the tackle. He was not behind the hindmost foot, I don't believe, anyway, in my opinion. Look at that. Okay, they're trying to check to see if there was a net grab. I feel like they're looking at maybe some of the wrong things in this breakdown. A couple of more or too much, says Kerr in there as well. Okay, they're saying that there was an offence just a little bit later on from, I think they're trying to say Will Skelton grabbed him. I don't know what they're going to rule for this one. Okay, there's a neck roll they've set against Will Skelton. So that now means that it is going to be a penalty to the Exeter Chiefs. That's what we've worked out from that situation. Okay. Good. This is why I'm not a referee. I think I saw that one about as opposite to Jaco Piper as I could have. I just thought it was offside. I thought he was a bit too quick. Get around the side and come on, get out of there. Oh, come on, O'Gara, get out there. Here's Nate Dogg. Now nicely taken by the Exeter Chiefs. Now trying to build it. Simmons goes short ball to Simmons. There are 2 Simmons on the field. And best of best martial arts movie, excellent Eric Roberts. I think Jean-Claude Van Damme says it was rude. See, that's the thing. I've only seen have I seen the Karate Kid? I think I've seen the Karate Kid in my life. The new one, though, with Jaden Smith rather than the original with that fella from Cobra Kai. I haven't seen the original one, I don't think. But I've seen the remake. I'm so uncultured. I think I actually watched it either at school or in a movie theater for school. I don't know why they got us to watch the Karate Kid, but they were just like, hey, watch this. That'll do. We also watched Kicking and Screaming. Another one we watched at school that was supposed to teach us teamwork. Same with Cool Runnings. Another super sticker from Kurt. That is the perfect super sticker for this situation. They do give you the ability in some cases of talking in those stickers. Thank you very much once again, Kerr. Now it's going to be Suzzy Moving up to 22 metres out. La Rochelle, they might be a bit furious about that last one, not getting the opportunity to score. The tries are now going out wide. Nice cutout pass. Ollie Woodburn caught off his wing. Now the opportunity for Gregory Aldrich. Just always throws himself at the line. And also, good morning all. Says Bands of Blades, welcome in, mate. You are doing very well. Oh, we've got a serious injury here, so we will be stopping. Well, looks like a morning or afternoon, sis. Hope all is good. Yeah, this doesn't look too good here for Johnny Gray. And kiss my lucky egg. Now, as everyone says, we're doing well. It's a good morning at this stage. My eyes, I thought were going to be a lot closer to being closed. Like, I woke up at 1:30 a.m. and I woke up and almost fell out of bed. You know when you try and get up too quick and you just kind of get that slight lean going as if you've had like a few too many? I had that and I almost headbutted my wall, but I managed to regain my equilibrium and missed it. Yeah, that doesn't look good for Johnny Gray. That's a World Cup misser right there. The best way I put in that. And Kung Fu, the best or the TV series, very old. There's flesh in there. And I'll go back to how goes it. I watched 12 hours of Downtown Abbey yesterday, or Downton, sorry, Abbey. Somebody called the cops. That's a big shift. Who was I talking to the other week who did was it a Downton Abbey marathon or some sort of one of those royal shows? They did like a 12-hour binge of, because there were 3 parts to it. Does anyone know what one that is? There's like, I can't think of what it was called. No, it wasn't The Crown. It was something to do with like the royals and whatnot. And there are 3 movies that go alongside it, and they watched all 3 that are like 4 hours long each. It's like a big summary thing. I feel like I'm just talking random words at the moment. Hamish Watson says, Bubar, welcome in, mate. We are doing fantastic. I need coffee, and we need grape for the Rugby World Cup. Yeah, he's a big hit. You can see there the coach looking a little bit concerned about Johnny Gray, because, yeah, it was an awkward twist. The crown, says Scrub, that's all in caps. And also, see, when I told you that I'd broken my ribs, well, I was lucky. It was centimeters away from puncturing my lungs, says Greg there. Yeah, it's one of those ones that the ribs, when they're attached, they're all right? But when they get disconnected, like you think about all of your organs and whatnot you've got around there. Like at the back, you've got, you mentioned your lungs, your liver's down a little bit further, and then you've got, what else is it? You've got your spleen. Is a spleen a thing? It's not an organ, is it? Your heart's a bit further over, but I guess it could, what's it called? Lacerate, this cut. It can cut one of the other parts. And happy is a strong word. It'll do. But they need to stop conceding so many points, says Kerr. There as well. I'm okay, stuffed my thumb from rugby this week, and yourself? Says Badzer. Right, he's getting lifted off the field. He's not taking the stretcher, though, for Johnny Gray, but he's not putting any weight on that leg. Fingers crossed that he's going to be all right. Well, Skelton goes over to him, gives him the tap on the head. So does Yui Antonio. The La Rochelle players all coming over, giving him the pat on the back. Was that Victor Vito? I swear Victor Vito wasn't in the lineup. Yeah, that shouldn't have been Victor Vito. Who could that have been? It might have been Diliani, actually. Oh, I was confused for a second. It was, wait, do you crack a rib? Bloody awful, yeah. Ribs are no fun. And I'm still recovering from 4 broken ribs and punctured lung 3 weeks now, says Eric there. And agreed, says Kerr. And I know, but a win is a win, so I will take it, says Badzer. And also, I hope you feel better soon, Eric. Now, La Rochelle with the rolling maul. 10 metres out, make that almost 15. They're going backwards. They've been told to use it once. Now, if it was anything like the Super Rugby game, Ben O'Keefe would have actually taken the ball off them by now. They've rolled around, bigger it. Still has this one available, actually offloading it back a little bit further to Sazi. Now they've got about 7 players in their La Rochelle. This will be very hard to get away from the line, and it is going to be an advantage. Double blow of the whistle. This might be a yellow card now. And we saw the yellow cards, how drastically they changed the last contest between Leinster and Toulouse. It is now going to be a yellow card for Dan Frost for dragging it down after 30 minutes. It's going to be a tough last 10 for the Exeter Chiefs. He's Scottish, can't take the stretcher. Because he will be bullied when he gets home, says Kerr. Yeah, even if his leg's like completely off, he's still tough. And he's going to be like, nah. I was going to try a Scottish accent, but I didn't want to offend everyone. I feel like a Scottish accent, you need to be watching something Scottish to be able to nail it. You know, like either Scottish commentary for the rugby or Scottish movie. In fact, here's a question, ladies and gentlemen. Scotland, right? Probably most well-known Scottish movie per se, Braveheart. If that counts as it was all produced in Scotland, I'd hope. What is the second biggest Scottish movie out there? I'm curious. And man, can the World Cup already give the URC to Leinster? Top 14 to Toulouse. Or sorry, can the World Cup start already? Give the URC to Leinster, top 14 to Toulouse, Super Rugby to the Chiefs, Premiership to Saracens, and Curry Cup to the Cheetahs. Trains. Okay, train spotting seems to be the next big one. Both of you guys went pretty much instantly. Train spotting says username. Oh, they're stretching out a player again, or not literally stretching him out, but just stretching him. I'm going to look up train spotting because I still haven't seen it. Train spotting. Train spotting is the best, says Fletching. Who's in train spotting? 1996, before I was born. Oh, yeah, with the name like Ewan McGreer. Okay. I haven't seen train spotting. That's one that I will have to look at. Choose life, says Kerr there. And Rob Roy, Liam Neeson, 1995. I'm going to go on Netflix very quickly and see if Train Spotting is that filth is a good Scottish movie. There's Nate Dogg. Go here. Train Spotting. I could watch Thomas the Tank Engine they've got on. You know, that's not quite the same thing, is it? What do we find Train Spotting? I'm sure you can find it somewhere, can you? A good movie. Says Nate there. Nice scrum from La Rochelle again. They've got the advantage and currently playing against a 14-man side. Aldred, just the gap down the short side. Scores the try. La Rochelle now get themselves the 19 points to 17 lead. But Gregory Aldred, he was close to scoring the last try of the match for them. He has now got himself over. If you search the train spotting, choose life, you will get it. It's a short clip, says Kerr there. Choose life. Train spotting. Choose life. Choose life quote. I see that a guy just falls on his butt. Is that it? I'm gonna have that in the corner. It looks very 1996, doesn't it? Was that an Edmonds cookbook that fell out of his pocket? Those were old school. And also HBO Max has train spotting at the moment. Geez, the man can run though. The clip I'm seeing, oh, he just hit a car. Maybe not so quick. Now lining up this kick. It is going to be Hustoy again. He's currently sitting at 2 from 2. And also Shallow Grave is a bloody great as well. See, I haven't heard of any of these movies. Like I've heard of Train Spotting. I've never seen Train Spotting though. And it's so 90s. Probably one of the top 10 most iconic. I unmuted it and I just heard someone swearing in Scottish, which is English, but it just sounds like a different language sometimes because it sounds cool. I feel like getting sworn at by a Scottish person is not just scary, but also like you'd be like, that sounds kind of cool. Unless, of course, they're really, really angry at you. And score prediction, La Rochelle 32-15 for the Exeter Chiefs. That kick has missed away to the side, so it is 19 points to 7. Okay, I've just seen the choose life part, and he gets smacked in the face by the football. I remember I used to go to the trainings for the older team at the local football grounds, which is just the high school field. And I had to start doing trainings with them because our age group, they weren't really progressing enough, I guess you could say. So I had to do a training with them. And one day they just did headers after headers. And I went home and I had the worst headache. And I think that was the last training for them I ended up going to just because my brain was battered. 6 minutes remaining in this first half. La Rochelle with a 12-point lead. You never heard Sunshine on Leith? No. No, I feel like my knowledge, is there a second Train Spotting movie? Train Spotting 2? Is the 2017 Train Spotting movie any good compared to the first one, Kerr? Like, is it as it's I don't know whether you'd say it's as good, but it's the same cast. It looks like they managed to find everyone from the original. I'll never forget watching SpongeBob and Batman fighting in Glasgow on a night out. They're going for pizza together, only in Glasgow. How long ago was that, Kurt? I feel like that's something that in nowadays couldn't happen without being filmed. But then, like, back in the day, it's just a normal day out in the evening. SpongeBob and Batman, that's a combination I didn't think I'd ever see together. And James Bond, Sean Connery, and No Trainspotting 2 is bad. Okay, so I won't watch the second one if I'm going to watch them. It's always hard to make a good second movie, isn't it? In fact, that's our task for the last 5 minutes of this first half, ladies and gentlemen. While I am commentating, I would like to hear sequels, the second movie that was better than the first. I will start with maybe the Shrek or Toy Story, but they're still a bit tricky. What's happening in the game? It was just waiting for the injury to take place or to finish taking place. Now it is a line out for the Exeter Chiefs on the 22. Yeah, there were players getting strapped up and all sorts. We had a bit of a stoppage, but now Exeter, they have now got the ball available 25 metres out from the La Rochelle line. They do need a try, I would say, before the end of this first half. Jack Noel spending a lot of time next to the breakdown at the moment. Wingman is good as well, says Kerr. Haven't seen that one either, I don't think. What's it? We have got Terminator 2 Judgment Day. I think I actually did a film study on that, or close viewing, I think it was called, how you had to break down movie scenes and angles, everything along those lines. Now nicely passed again. The Exeter Chiefs just throwing themselves at a line. That time, Jacques Vermeulen. Pass. Simmons goes to Davis, who's driven backwards. It's going to be a tough day at the office for the Exeter Chiefs. Definitely on the breakdown. They've just been pretty much crushed by Uni Antonio. Now the counter-ruck still coming near the ball. Just popping out the back for the Exeter Chiefs. Now Woodburn, first receiver. Interesting that he is not out on his wing for this move. Now another big clean out. Going off to the right-hand side, goes through the hands of Giannis Kristen. Knock-on advantage now for La Rochelle. And Hellboy 2 is mega. Come on, the Chiefs. Terminator 2 is better than the first movie. And I like to pretend that the first Terminator movie doesn't exist because it's so bad. Says Grumlass. I guess it's one of those ones with like big movie franchises. When the first movie's bad, you always wonder how they got the funding to be able to do the second one, don't you? But I guess Terminator, because it was such a big blockbuster, I guess you'd say, a lot of people would have watched it even though it was bad. And Come on, the Chiefs fire up. Lonely Housewives 2 was definitely superior to the first one. Anyone like Avatar 2, says Fleshin. Your hair is blue, Fleshin, so maybe did that have some sort of impact in your liking of Avatar? Was your hair blue because you did like Avatar, perhaps? Maybe. They're zooming in at the sky at the moment. Jonathan Dante running the drinks today for La Rochelle. So we are just having a quick drinks break. There's been quite a few injuries in the second part of this half. Like the first 20 to 25 minutes absolutely flew by. The last little bit, it's taken a little bit longer to get through just because the players are starting to get fatigued. Saw Johnny Gray get taken off the field with his injury. I loved it, Fleshin, says Grumlass. Yeah, I still haven't seen Avatar, the first one. I've seen a little tiny part of it because I know that they're like in a forest type thing or like a jungle. The only movie I've seen that involved like people who were blue was probably the Smurfs, which I'm slightly embarrassed to say that I've seen the Smurfs, but not Avatar. And I was like, come on, the Chiefs. See Scrumless. Now the ball's going to be fed in by Kerr Barlow. Doesn't look like they're marching forward that much there, La Rochelle. Actually under a lot of pressure from that Exeter Chiefs scrum. The space starting to open up for La Rochelle to use their backline. Nice fend. And up to Suzzy. Now 40 metres out. Yeah, I've not watched it because I don't want to be disappointed, says Fleshin. Yeah, it's a tricky scenario, isn't it? If you enjoyed the first one a lot, it's, I guess, similar to Train Spotting 2. You don't want to, impact your watching of the first one or your feelings on the first one from watching the second. I can understand that. Nice. Wow. It's a great run from Lucia Prop. Now another step here. Brilliant work in the offload for Bergeret. Another pass. And that will be the try for the Kiwi, the Wera Kurbalo. Yeah, go. Fourth try. La Rochelle fired up. Oh, but it's okay. I'll give it a go. And didn't know Avatar 2 was based in New Zealand. Good family movie. Says Nate there and go. The Chiefs go. Says Reed here as well. A great run up the middle. Offloading game is strong at the moment. And also, are they at the Chiefs or at La Rochelle? They are in La Rochelle territory. So the crowd, they have a lot of yellow flags out and about for this one. It was a brilliant run from Reda Wari. Didn't quite find his offload in the end to Wera Kurbalo. Says Nate. Yeah, that last minute offload coming in from Sutini. 26-28 finish, methinks. What's odds just now? Odds at this stage for the Kiwi TAB. Booyah. Tell you what, Exeter Chiefs will be big dollars at the moment. But if you enjoy an underdog story, might not be a bad option. Where are we? We go sport. We go rugby union. There we go. Right. Exeter Chiefs currently a $26 underdogs curve. That's pretty big. And La Rochelle $1 and two favourites. Final kick of the half has gone over halftime in this contest. 26 points to 27. So you're feeling 3 converted tries in the second half, Kerr, to come back. Who knows? Anything's possible. That's the thing. Exeter Chiefs, we saw them do brilliantly late in their game up against the Harlequins in the Gallagher Premiership. It was a back and forth one. Christchinza flying down the wing at the last moment to score that final moment try. And also that game has been played on La Rochelle. Thank you, Richard, says Scrumless in there as well. But yeah, there's so many comeback stories of sides. And they are back to 15 now for the Exeter Chiefs. I'm actually curious, what odds do they have for the Champions Cup? Do they have play? Okay, no, they don't have player bets. I don't think they did. I thought it might have been just that kind of, the red. I panicked when I saw red, Kerr. We will go like this. Is it the hippo or is it? No, it will be an emoji of a face of some sort. There we go. It's the dollar signs emoji there. I just showing Pakistan versus New Zealand. I should mention cricket video, hopefully coming out either this week or the next week. It's a little bit of a shame because I did want to release them all during the Ashes, but now I've ended up kind of releasing one early, so I want to keep on releasing them as well. But yeah, that next cricket video, I believe it will actually just be our team batting, and then our team bowling will actually be a separate video, including a umpire cam of me bowling. Exciting. San Diego Legion is at the top of the table right now. Up the Legion, says Scrumless in there as well. But yeah, umpire cam when you're bowling is quite cool, I have to say. Like, I've fallen in love with using the GoPro in cricket matches. And I feel like the team has a little bit as well. They've enjoyed getting the opportunity of watching back our games, kind of learning what we are doing wrong and what we can improve on, everything along those lines. So yeah, it's a weird feeling, like filming yourself for a start, but I think I slowly got used to it. What I'm quickly going to do, though, is going to go like this, like that. We'll mute that. And we'll go like that. No, we won't. We'll go like that and like that. And like this, one moment. Like, no. Hang on. No, it's not playing the game. Awkward silences. There we go. That was all I was trying to find for it so that I could go like that, like that, take a snapshot, that's saved to users, go over here, go to the overlay, go to documents, or actually pictures. I'm so speedy. There we go. That's all I was trying to do. I was just trying to find a picture so I could show you guys what it's like with the umpire cam in the games. And also San Diego Legion is at the top of the table right now, up the Legion. And I was like, nice, they're playing solid rugby right now. Their 4-pack is massive. And they're like, yeah, like having this, right? That is me. My haircut is questionable. But like being able to have an umpire cam during a game, I'm still here, by the way. I'm just behind this massive picture that I have got. But yeah, like being able to have the umpire cam while you're bowling, it is quite cool. And I was like, they really are massive in this year. They finally found their cohesion. Says Grumlass. Yeah, the cohesion of the Exeter Chiefs is going to be important in the second half. They have to get this right for the first 15 or so. And then if La Rochelle do start to slow down because of those big forwards, that is where the Exeter Chiefs can capitalize. But they have to make sure that they stay with 15 men on the field. They were down to 14 near the end of that half. It did end up with 2 tries going the way of La Rochelle during that yellow card period. And that was the yellow card of Dan Frost, the hooker I should mention. Just showing highlights of New Zealand versus Australia in the sevens. The sevens actually not too far away. I believe we are going to be sitting 2 weeks' time. Toulouse is going to be coming back for the sevens. And then the last round, I think it's happening in London. And then we've got a break from the seven circuit as well. It's weird that all competitions seem like they're finishing at roughly the same time, but then they kind of fire back up as well. And Leinster versus La Rochelle final round 2 sounds like it. I mean, we've seen those two sides when they play in the past. Like La Rochelle getting that upset win over Leinster was absolutely huge for their confidence. And I feel like that was something that really helped build them as a side. It kind of gave them that belief of we are right where we should be, right up the top because of that ability. And that was a big hit. Yeah, well, it will be exciting to see how that final ends up going. I'll quickly get the date of that final. I believe it's in about 2 or 3 weeks' time, though. Champions Cup. Whoops. Europeans Champions Cup. It is going to be not announced yet. Or I think it is announced. It's just not there. How do we fix that? We'll go here. We'll click that. Champions Cup. Wait for it to load. 20th of May. Okay, so it's about 3 weeks' time from now when that one's going to be taking place. And also taking place 3 weeks from now, Glasgow versus Toulon. We'll be covering that one on the channel also for the Challenge Cup final. We've got Glasgow playing in the URC next week. I feel like Kerr is going to be having a great time in the near future. We're going to be covering Glasgow games left, right, and centre. Depending on how well they go in that URC quarterfinal, depends on whether we get to do it even more games for them. In fact, I think, if I'm not wrong, it goes quarterfinal of the URC. Then do they go semi-final the weekend after? Is that the way that the comp goes? Is that correct, ladies and gentlemen? Because if it is, we could have 3 weeks in a row where we cover a Glasgow game. And wonder the odds for the Glasgow to win. I'll be able to find them quickly. We'll go here. So in New Zealand, of course, these odds might be a little tiny bit different to the other ones, but for Glasgow to win, they're underdogs, $2 underdogs against Munster, who are $1.80. Then in that first game, Ulster versus Connacht, Ulster are $1.20 favourites, Connacht $4.60 underdogs. Stormers favourites in their game up against the Bulls, $1.45 to the $2.80. And then Leinster to win their game up against the Sharks is $1.03 for Leinster, $11 for the Sharks, which is pretty big. And Challenge Cup, one moment, I'll see if I've got the Challenge. Do they have it as an upcoming game? They've got the Rugby World Cup odds already. France actually coming in as favourites to beat New Zealand in the Rugby World Cup, fun fact. Where the competitions go? Rugby Union, Champions Cup, URC, Fuel. Oh, okay, I don't. Oh, actually, outright winners. That will be where we'll be able to find it. Outright. Oh, no, you can only bet on Super Rugby Pacific. Right, so they haven't got the odds just yet, but as soon as I see them, we'll let you know. And I think that, to be honest, whose home game is it? Is it Glasgow's home game? If they're at home, I'd say they come in as favourites. If Toulon are at home, I think they'll come in as slight favourites. All right, and the Leinster versus Exeter La Rochelle game will be on free-to-air on RTN Ireland and also on ITV1 in the UK, says Richard. So that is good news that they will be able to see that game live. And UK bookies got even odds for Glasgow Munster. Okay, so it's a pick'em game at this stage. I mean, Glasgow having home field advantage, that may be the thing that ticks it over. And holy moly, it's a big halftime score. Exeter, what's going on? Says Elon. I mean, they got it a little bit wrong near the end of that half. They did end up with the yellow card, which did cost them 2 tries, but yeah, it's going to be a tricky one for them to get back into. But if they do get it right in the first few seconds, or first few minutes, sorry, of this half, it'll be interesting. And also, neither at home, Dublin hosting the finals. Challenge on the 19th, champions on the 20th. Okay. That'll be interesting to see how many people go to that Dublin final for Glasgow versus Toulon, seeing as neither side are from Ireland. Hopefully they do get a good crowd for it. But yeah, it's a tricky game to probably predict that one because you think, I don't know, I feel like Glasgow playing in Ireland have more of a chance than Toulon just because Glasgow have played in the URC, and I believe they have played in Ireland this year, haven't they? Or in fact, they would have multiple times. So I think if I was to pick off the performances that we saw, off the stats that you told me earlier on about their tackle completion, I think I would put them as slight favourites, probably similar to that $1.80 and then $2. I got tickets as soon as they were released, says Kerr there. Yeah, it's going to be a fantastic game. We all know who the real Chiefs are, says Elon. I'm so excited for the rugby in the USA start being respected and acknowledged by the other countries who have been playing way longer than we have, says Grumleys. Yeah, because USA, they're still very new in their experience of the rugby side of things. And they've got a World Cup around the corner. They are going to be hosting 2031. I feel like by then they will certainly be making plenty of progress, I would say. And same with Leinster and Exeter versus La Rochelle. So you're actually going to that game, Kerr. That'll be an exciting one. Are you going to the Glasgow Munster game? Oh no, you won't quite. No, you'll be in Ireland, won't you? Or will you still be in Ireland at that stage? And Leinster at home against La Rochelle will be epic. Yeah, it's going to be an absolutely great game. Are you going to that one as well, Kerr, or just the Glasgow one? And I was like, yeah, we have 2 World Cup hostings coming up in the future, or hostings, says Scumlass. Yeah, it will be interesting. See how it does end up going, because they are hosting that Cricket World Cup alongside the West Indies, aren't they? Only a couple more minutes, I would say, before the second half gets underway. There was a very long halftime break in the Hurricanes Brumbies game the other night for Super Rugby. I think they ended up having about 17 minutes or something of the break. This one, they're normally pretty snappy, get it 10 minutes or so. Players get a bit of a rest, and then they're back out there ready to go for the second 40 minutes. And I think it's going to be a very intense second 40 because Leinster, they're going to be a very tough side in the final. La Rochelle at the moment, I would say, are showing they should be able to compete. Exeter Chiefs, if they want to go into that final with any chance, if they come back from this defeat, they need to play extremely well. They need to show everyone that they've got quite a bit left in the tank. And got tickets for both finals, $400 New Zealand total. 2 tickets for the finals, which is pretty reasonable. Are you sitting, whereabouts are you sitting for your 400? Is that somewhere near the middle, or is that kind of on the ends? I assume you had to get them very quickly to be able to go to the final zone. Yeah, the Brumbies players stuck on the toilets, terrified of Artie, says Elon in there as well. But yeah, it was the longest halftime break I think we had seen in a long time. Top Gun, they're just showing an ad for it. I haven't seen the first or the second one. I'm really bad at watching movies. And just inside the 22, that'll be a good spot. You'll get to see plenty of the action. And yeah, the Brumbies, oh no, I really won in Waikato 2023. So many people in the chat thought I was crazy because I was excited that the USA lost against the ABs, but they didn't stop thinking about the fact that USA dunked on them twice during that game and said it was impossible. Scrumlace. Yeah, that was the most tries that the USA have ever scored up against the All Blacks in one contest. And yes, the All Blacks did get a lot of points, but they were well and truly expected to. Whereas the USA, like you mentioned, they weren't expected to be able to score so many points up against the ABs. How many movies does Puss in Boots have by himself? It looks like he's got quite a few going. He's got a new one that's come out. I think he already had like 2 or 3. Does he have more movies than Shrek? many Shrek movies are there? There's about 4, and then they have like this kind of spin-off Christmas one and whatnot. I haven't seen the newest Toy Story either. I've seen the first 3 or 4. How many? There's a few in there. True, that's this. Finally, we have US. I play real sports. Hey, versus bloody Americans. Johnny come later, huh? Says it was there from Nate. Red Dirt Road Trip. There's a lot of ads at the moment for shows that I've never heard of. But second half almost here. I'm excited. First 5 minutes, I'm expecting at least one try from the Exeter Chiefs. If they do not do so, I do not see them winning this contest. They need a try, and they need it early. Now, I wonder who will be the man who does it. I think, looking at their starting lineup, I'm going Henry Slade, mainly because we haven't actually seen him that much throughout the first half. So he's got to be active sometime through. I would like to think. They might not go too wide. I don't think they'll get it out to Woodburn or Knoll. Don't know if they've got the time with the rush defence of La Rochelle and Wyatt. And there says Kerr. Wyatt. Oh, you're going fullback. It's a good shout. Right. Second half, please. Is this the last ad? It is. Right. We're ready to go. And can I write a list of expletives? And then you only read the ones you're allowed to say. You could try, Tony, although I think some of them are slightly blocked by YouTube. So the comment will either come through or it won't. But we can give it a go, maybe. And also thank his brother, and both of these tries were scored by San Diego Legion players, Nate Augsburger, and Ryan Mathias. Right, La Rochelle kicking off from left to right. We are ready for the second half of the Champions Cup semi-final. Like they've said, it is an almighty task. Scott Seo, he was on the field the whole of the half of the Exeter Chiefs. Never saw him. Okay, test. I can see that one. I have dropped an F-bomb once or twice on the live streams accidentally. George has dropped about 55,000. Now, breaking the line already here, the Exeter Chiefs moving up to their own 22. They won't be able to kick this one into touch due to it being taken back. So they were just asking that question. Now they have been told to use it. The ball has been kicked high. Waiting for this one to come down. Nicely taken by Bryce Doolan, gliding onto that ball. Now to Wirker Barlow. Goes across to the left-hand side. Uni Antonio sitting only 43 metres out from the line. Now a little kicking behind it. It deflected and it's set up nicely for Christ Chinza. Does well. And now kicking that one. He rushed it a little bit there. Beck and Sull. It's nicely taken by Raw. Big shot on him by Jack Knoll. Trying to drive them further back. We got another donation from Kerr. Thank you very much, mate. And it is is that a hippo getting ready to skydive? How did they think of their wait, or is it on its no, it's on its knee. What is it doing? It's got goggles though. Is that a hippo trying to skydive? Kicked in behind from La Rochelle. Now Ollie Woodburn on the retreat, only 5 meters out from his own line. 3 La Rochelle players all over him there trying to get the turnover and the breakdown. Suzzy's not quite going to be able to. And now the Exeter Chiefs. Looks like it's going to be actually Sam Simmons playing halfback. Goes to Scott Seo, who drives a couple more meters forward and makes some noise to Scrumlass. Does that cover the Chiefs? Scrumlass there as well. Yep, Hippo skydiving, says Blues Nate. And great to score the first try this half. He's that effing good, says Kerr. That kick's gone into touch. Just returns, limps his way to the try line. We've actually, who was it a while ago that we saw who was running on one leg? Like trying to, someone blew out their knee or something when they were in the process of getting to the try line and they still managed to kind of slowly, because they had that much space, they pretty much dragged their leg alongside their other one. They do show there Johnny Gray. He has got crutches on at the moment. Oh, okay. White's actually come off the field, or Wyatt, sorry, has now come onto the field because of the yellow card. They had to make that little change. Now La Rochelle once again trying to roll towards the try line. I wonder how a hippo would go skydiving. I feel like it would be quite a big parachute. Oh, Tuera Barlow round the side with the pick and go. 5 meters out from the line now. Sazi trying to spin. It's going to be the advantage. Out. Back across. Cross kick. Raymond Rule takes the ball. Scores the try. Would you rather have one, we'll say eggplant 10 times, or 10 one eggplant 10 times, or 10? I assume that's at once. That's a great question, Kerr. That's a tricky one, isn't it? Well, I mean, the thing is, 10 at once, is that even scientifically possible? So surely there's a few geezers just standing around. We got the thinking emoji there as well with the second, or the second of the half occur there. Yeah, I'm not sure how that would work for the second option, you know? I was like, yep, it was skydiving Operation Dumbo Drop. That was a good 90s movie. Speaking of skydiving hippos, here's Grumlazer. Now the score 31 points to 7. 44 minutes through. Now another kicking attempt. And he's got it. 33 points to 7. Right, now it gets a lot more challenging for the Exeter Chiefs. If we quickly look at the odds now, they are $36 underdogs. I actually thought they would have dropped a little bit more, maybe to 41, 46, somewhere around there, but it's still a very small chance. Not 10 at once, just 10 one time, or 1 10 times. Oh, okay, I understand the operation now. So it's like, would you rather rather one fellow or 10 different fellows? Well, surely in terms of, for the sake of diseases and whatnot, surely it's a lot safer for the one option, the one fellow. But hopefully the fellow is a very nice man. You gotta pick the right one. A nice step, Dula doing nicely. Oh, voice crack. Stasi being taken off the field. So do you think La Rochelle will be tired after their flight to Dublin? Well, that's the thing. It's probably like they've looked pretty fresh here, but of course they're at home, and they always play brilliantly in front of a home crowd. We have to remember, like that game up against Leinster last time when they won, that was actually the home game. Was what I was trying to think of. The word was home that I couldn't remember. Nice pick and go around the side from Kirsten. Now, quick hands. Here come the Exeter Chiefs. Good opportunity here. Nice offload, but great defence. Ollie Woodburn finds the flick pass up. Oh, he's just offloaded it, but it's gone forward. They'll go back for the penalty. What 10 times suggests a level of commitment? Well, I guess it does, yes, because 10 times is quite a few. Yeah, I don't know. It's a hard question, isn't it? I'd still probably go for that option though if I was held hostage and they were like, you have to pick one of these two options, I would probably go with that one. I think Exeter's bosses will currently be on the phone getting refund for the hotel in Dublin. Says Kerr there. Yeah, it's not, although that's a good kick downfield, about 15 meters out. 4 quick tries here, and they're back in it. Four sounds like a lot though, doesn't it? They need their super subs. They need Stuart Hogg. Who else they got off this bench? They've also got David Ewers, Stuart Townsend, Josefa Scott. I feel like they've still got some guys off the bench that could have an impact. They just need to get within 3 tries for the final 20 minutes. Nice wide cut-out pass. Goes to Jack Noel, close to the touchline, steps back in. Few missed tackles in a row there from La Rochelle, which is something they certainly will not be happy about. Now back across, I believe it was Simmons who played halfback again. But I see that they've actually already brought on Stuart Townsend, who's just taken a big shot. La Rochelle win the penalty. And also we have got there 4 quick tries. Sounds a bit like 10 times. That's a big shot on Yui Antonio. He's down on the ground, the poor big man. And also, are the Chiefs missing players? Is that the same lineup that played against the Stormers last week? Um, yeah, they're still pretty. They look pretty strong. To be honest, the Exeter Chiefs, there aren't too many gaps. And they're the only things maybe that they have got Stuart Hogg off the bench. I think they don't make I don't think they made much changes actually. Says Kerr there. And somebody I want a real link or wants a real link to watch the game says financial market news. As in you have one or you want one. If they let me send it, says financial market news. Unfortunately, YouTube, they're weird. They don't actually allow links unless you are a moderator, I believe. Hamish, have your parents gone to Fiji? Not yet. No, they are going in about 3 weeks' time. They actually leave on the 20th of May, which was the date of that. Was it the Champions Cup or the Challenge Cup that was on the 20th? I think it was the Challenge Cup on the 19th. 20th was Champions, wasn't it? Can I donate to my financial market news? Says Kerr. Now, going off to the side, that looked forward, and it is forward. Hey, viewers. Now onto the field. That is going to be for Jacques Vermeulen. Yeah, that didn't quite work out. No need. You want a link, mate? This is financial market news. I feel like there's like a business deal going on. Although, is it a link that's like going to get him a virus? Because that's the thing. There's a lot of websites that have got the game, but the problem is most of them, when you have to close like 10 pop-ups, you're only one accidental click away from getting yourself a new PC. We got another donation from Kerr, and this one, it's got noob in there as well. Yes. That's what was the name? Doesn't that one have a name as well? That gaming controller, Kerr. I think they've got it. I have to say, I'm enjoying my weekend, says Kerr. We're enjoying having you here, Kerr. Even minus the massive generosity that you've had, it's good to have you back in the channel chat. I feel like the banter is there. You know, it's just great to have you guys popping in each and every week. Yeah, they've got a name for that fella. Where is he? He's the controller. What's his name? Down the bottom, Masher is his name. Masher is a video game controller who's full of energy and knows all the best button combinations to have a good time. That sounds like a sexual innuendo. I know that's a real one. I'm watching it now. It says financial. Nice sticker, says coding there. I was like, you are great, says Beds Ablaze. And then, unverifiable links, please, my guy. Thanks for being kind, says Scrumlass there as well. Yeah, do you have the name of the website, Financial Market News, without the actual link? Because it might let you put that, and we'll see whether or not it's like a good source. And yeah, but Mash's $100 sticker is disappointing. Yeah, to be fair, it's super effective. That's what he does, and a little peace sign in there. They don't really have too many of the other categories with. Oh no, they've got a few little random ones. And there, that is going to be another penalty to La Rochelle. The hippo's still the best, I think. That gaming chair flip for the hippo just suits so much because of how much we talked about hippos, and we do a bit of gaming. Now, Yui Antonio, he's had a tough game. Like, he is working extremely hard throughout this fixture. Kick for the corner. And also, why no links allowed here? It's YouTube side of things, not myself. Pretty much what happens is YouTube, because it could be like a random live stream and links end up going through. Let's say you're trying to sell something fake or something like that, which I'm not saying that's what you're doing. Like, let's say you had like, hey, you can win $5 just by visiting this website. Click the link. Like, they'd have that, and then they can class it as spam. But then alongside that, because it's a link and it's an external link, that's why YouTube aren't too keen on it, because it could be to anything. And then people will be like, I got scammed out of a YouTube live chat, and then it looks bad on YouTube's part. So it's pretty much because of external links. It's not just my live streams. It's pretty much anyone that you go on, unless you are a verified channel or a YouTube moderator. And news my timeout finger. Just so you know, says Benz, and also 4+ tries, Chiefs. Let's get it. Says Blues Nate. Now 10 minutes gone. And also, we have no way to verify if the link will be bots, my guys. Yeah, so pretty much it's because YouTube don't like the links leading to other websites just because it looks bad on them if they are viruses or anything like that. Now, he's looking pretty tired at the back of this scrum. We have got the 199. I'm intrigued to see which one we got. We got behind the scenes. There you go. I feel like that picture of the cricket was a little bit behind the scenes, wasn't it? Bit of BTS. Our rolling maul, or rolling scrum, in fact, it was. Tavira Kurabalo knocks it back into the hands of Gregory Aldrit. Oh, the ball was loose. And now they're going back for another penalty. All right, sorry, I started this financial market news. No worries. But hopefully you are enjoying the game so far. Who do you think will be? In fact, no, we'll go score prediction. At this stage, it's getting quite one-sided. So it might be more of the case of what is everyone's score prediction? Yeah, it was a good match yesterday in the Aviva. It certainly was. A lot of action, a lot of talking points throughout that one. La Rochelle once again kicking this for the corner. They are being ruthless at the moment. Yeah, Yui Antonio's taking some hugely deep breaths. And also we have got their distracted sports. It can't just be Kerr getting behind mofos and stump up. I've never heard the saying stump up. Is that like a North Island thing, distracted sports? Stump up. I've heard like step up, I think. Oh, okay. Yui Antonio, his day is gone now. Getting some high fives from his teammates running off the field. It's a donation fight. Says Scrubblers in there as well. But yeah, well done from Yui Antonio with the way he was able to go there. And Kerr has got the is that a salt shaker? I think it's a salt shaker in there as well. Oh, that scrum lace. Whoops, the wrong one. Although it has got, I guess, dollars in there somehow. Oh, it's another try for La Rochelle. And Berger gets the 6th try of the match now for La Rochelle. This game is getting more and more one-sided. And the man himself, Tony. And there says Bads Ablaze in there as well. There are a lot of yellow La Rochelle flags in the stands. The question is, will that be the same case in the next one when they do play up against Leinster? Dollar bill, y'all. And also, I don't expect Exeter to win. It'd be an awful shame for them to have such a low point count in a semi-final. Yeah, this game, with the fact that it's getting more and more one-sided, it's looking a little bit more rough, isn't it? Should have put that one for Fleshen at the start of the Scarlets discussion. Oh, that would have been brutal. Yeah, that would be a sneaky one, wouldn't it? I mean, if he's Glasgow, no, they don't play the Scarlets for another like few months, do they? I feel like that is a game now that I've got to cover so that we've got both of you guys in your individual corners for that stream. Now La Rochelle, kicking attempt, and it's good again. He's had a fantastic day so far off the kicking tee. I believe he's only missed one. Currently sitting 5 from 6, and the score now 40 points to 7. Now I have to say, huge performance from La Rochelle. They haven't taken a single 3-pointer. They've decided no matter what to go for the corner, to go hard and try and get as many points as physically possible. Put a statement out there and make Leinster see that they are a real top contender after their performance win against the Stormers. I forgot next game is the semi-final, says Blues Nate. Now it is going to be kicked high. Slap back. Oh, Gregory Aldrit put down hard there. Now loose ball, Exeter Chiefs jump on it. I'd like to think that they will score themselves one try in the future. They're currently $41 underdogs. I believe that is as high as they can be. I'm still here. I'm not biter. Losing to a soccer team. There's Flesh in there. And Exeter went for the single 10 times option, I think. Well, it seems like they might concede 10 tries in this game if they're not careful. Raymond Rule, beautiful offload, just sticks to the hands of the La Rochelle player. Finds his pass on the outside. Does bounce a couple times, so finds Gregory Aldrit. Slows down the momentum. But man, are they going quick in this game, La Rochelle. They just keep on finding chances. Exeter's defence seems like the gaps are just opening up every time. Big run from Sutini. Almost broke through the tackle. That could have almost been an advantage. Quick hands attempted there, not quite working out for them. Raymond Rowe has to jump on the ball, wrestled down. Seeing him go head to head with someone like a Jordan Lama is going to be very exciting. And sorry, Chiefs, it was a good run, but it seems you have just beaten by the better team on fire today. Says Bads Ablaze. Now up to the halfway line. Rochelle still have the possession. Will Skelton all trying to do a bit of skill there. Goes to Joe Simmons. Now back across to the right-hand side. Kirsten. Back into the pocket where Woodburn was waiting. And they are certainly the weakest, or they are certainly the weakest team of the semi-final teams. See, that's the thing. Any of the other three, I feel, if they had come up against the Exeter Chiefs at home for the other side, I think they would have got themselves a victory. It would have been interesting to see if the Exeter Chiefs were at home for this game, what the result would have been like. Because, yeah, this La Rochelle side, anytime they're at home, just well and truly step up with that momentum and the amount of motivation they receive from the crowd. Woodburn once again has to play halfback. Now here comes Ewers. And also we have got there Jesus Man searching for Mia Khalifa. And look who turns up, the Kiwi lad. Not exactly what I was looking for, but not bad. Says Sam. Yeah, I don't quite have the curves that she does, but we try our best. What's she up to nowadays? I feel like George would know. George knows a lot of things, including stuff about that. Now, nice step from him. Another ball on the outside. Here come the Exeter Chiefs. Ankle tap. Gets back up to his feet. Oh, no, he's going to be held. Brilliant work, though, from Sam Simmons to not go with the double movement. Oh, they just can't get there. This brilliant defense from La Rochelle. Right. Townsend's going to make the decision. Goes across to Osefa Scott, the Kiwi. We've already seen one Kiwi score today. It was Tawera Kurbalo. That ball slowly coming out the back for the Exeter Chiefs. 58 minutes gone. Kirsten now once again goes around this side. They've got to get over here, don't they, the Exeter Chiefs? Start of the comeback is on. Only another 5 converted tries to go before they get back into the contest. That ball's getting held in there by Will Skelton, I think. Now he has let it go. Exeter Chiefs going off across here. Yandel gets close. They just can't get that final pass away. Osefa Scott. Yes, he does get there. And that is the second Kiwi to score. We have got another donation from Kerr. This one, it is the £20. I'm excited to see this hippo. Is it? Yeah. Oh, it's a sad hippo. Epic fail. Although they finally score, which is something that is quite impressive. Josh Osefa Scott getting over the line. They've just got such great stickers, don't they, when it comes to hippos? Hippo is officially, well, I'm calling it now, the hippo is the official mascot of the Kiwi lads. Because the amount we've talked about hippos now, well, not now, but in the last few weeks, hippo also starts with H. And my name is Hamish, and that starts with an H. That's another comparison. And also, we have got their OnlyFans. Sure, George follows her, says Sam Beckinsale. I wonder if George has a secret OnlyFans he hasn't told us about. I don't think he would. He probably has an account on it, but not a posting account. Fair play, Glasgow are a good team this year, says Fleshton. Right, La Rochelle. They're tired. Oh, who was it earlier on? I believe it might have actually, it was Kerr, who said last 20 minutes, La Rochelle are going to start to dwindle a little bit. They look tired. They were walking up to halfway, puffing heavily. Exeter Chiefs, if they can test their gas tank here, I've got a decent chance to score again in the near future. And Hurricane Hippo. Oh, no, it's a knock-on. Okay, never mind. That might have just been a spurt of momentum that just disappeared for them. And that you're a hippo, says Padza Blaze. I would take being a hippo, because they're big and strong and, they got big teeth. So I feel like that, I have one of those things out of the 3. So maybe a Kiwi and a hippo lived ever happily after, says Nate. What movies have a hippo in it? A cartoon hippo. Madagascar. That's one. What else have we had, ladies and gentlemen, that have hippo characters in films? Can't think of too many others. Maybe one of the, Over the Hedge or something? No, Over the Hedge is to do with animals that aren't hippos, I think. Now, Available for Kerr-Barlow. Oh, flicking it around the back. Now he's just being a bit too cheeky. Now Sutani, that was almost obstruction. Sing and Sing 2. Ah, yes. And it's got a pig as well, doesn't it? Sing 2 or Sing 1. Now, nice. A drop in head. I was about to say a joke, and it would have been an absolutely brilliant one, but I don't know whether or not it would be considered as PC, so I decided I would not say it. But boy, was it a good one that came to my head. But now, oh, that is going to be going into touch. And La Rochelle. Now, going back for another advantage. What is the one of three things that you have? Says Pads Ablaze. The big teeth. And tell it. Says Kurt. No, but it might get me in trouble, won't it? I mean, if I say that it's completely out, like in context, it might be all right. I think we're going to get tell it from Kurt until I tell. Okay. So it won't hit. It won't hit as well, of course, because we've had a little bit of moment. But I said about Sing 1 and Sing 2. And then I was about to say, that I guess that I don't want to say it. Tell the jokes is care. I was pretty much going to refer to um like that sounds like thing 1 and thing 2 from Cat in the Hat, but if it was in India or something along those lines. I slightly tried to water it down and not tell it as a joke per se. But of course that would sing 1, sing 2. Yeah, good. Thank you for your donation, Kerr. Did I just cancel myself? I don't think so. I think I managed to maybe avoid it enough. Yeah, of course thing 1 and thing 2 and Cat in the Hat. Yeah. Gone forwards. 5 meters out from the line, the Exeter Chiefs now will have themselves another scrum. We have fun. No, we what? I don't want to tell it again. Yeah. 4 tries at the moment, an advantage for La Rochelle. 40 points to 14, 3 converted tries, and Exeter Chiefs get back into this one. The struggle is real. It is, yes. You said too many. Yeah, I pretty much tried to squeeze it in so that I could like not get cancelled by myself. So it was hidden underneath that. Pretty much all it is think of Cat in the Hat, think of Thing 1 and Thing 2, then think of Sing 1 and Sing 2, and then think of somewhere where the name Sing is quite popular, and that's where I said that the movie was based. Hypothetically. I think I was just struggling as much as Exeter. I think I am. I think that first 50 that you dropped broke me tonight, Kerr, because I was thinking in my head, like yesterday, my brain was scrambled, and then I was like, it was a one-time thing. It was a spur in the moment. He was in a great mood, and then today you were just like, boom, you just started it up again. Come on, the Chiefs score. A few tries, lad. Don't make me laugh. It hurts. Oh, yeah, sorry. You got sore. Wait, your thumb? So I guess so you're laughing, but then the thumb. So I guess it's throbbing, isn't it? Okay, they've made the change, Bordeaux. Now out there on the field, that is for Will Skelton. This might be a crucial change for La Rochelle here because they are starting to tire a little bit. It's just whether or not the Exeter Chiefs have got more injuries or more gas left in the tank. Did lose Johnny Gray relatively early. Kirsten going across now again. Nice run. And I also, where did you put your thumb? This is good. I also have a cut lip. Oh, I hate when that happens. When you've got like a dry, like cracked lip and you open your mouth too much or like go like that and it just rips. Where's everyone going? There's Nate in there as well. If you're talking numbers, I think it's because everyone almost knows that this game's done for, unfortunately. But also we told a joke that was controversial. Only because we said it nicely. So we're fine, hopefully. Now Kirsten going off to the right-hand side. Ollie Woodburn once again going forward. Oh, they've dropped it again. Why are they dropping the ball so much? Yandel disappointed with that one. Hasn't quite gone the way that he would have liked yet through that average, says Nate. But La Rochelle Leinster, when it takes place, it's going to be a big one. URC next week, we are going to be covering that on the channel. We may even be doing a few videos based around those URC ones. I hope somebody have forced some upset. No, it's all good. I don't think anyone took it to heart. And yeah, no. But it would have been a good one off the bat, like the rolling joke at the time, wouldn't it? I feel like I should have just gone with it with the chest straight out and said, this is the joke that I'm going with. But yeah, I don't think anyone from England or France would have cared. No, it was accidental elbow to the face by my teammate. Oh, that's the worst part of it. When you end up getting hit in the face by your own team. I think Isaac, he stopped playing rugby because he got his head knocked on his teammate's knee. I know. And I don't know, you're all good, Kurt, too early or too late. There's Blues Nate now. Nice run once again. Oh, they're just breaking easy at the moment. Now going to the short side. Big run. La Rochelle, another advantage. They've spent the whole half pretty much in Exeter's territory, other than the try. But it looks like Exeter Chiefs might have a player down, so they're going to be playing with 14 men, just like they were near the end of the first half. Twitter Kurabalo looking for this ball, trying to rip it out. And I was like, hello, Amelia K, how are you? Says the Blues, Nate. Now around the side. Oh, Kurabalo snipes and scores his second of the day. Some fantastic form for La Rochelle, and it is another one there. Very well done. And Kerr, I have had an idea. Pretty much, I was thinking about doing a couple gaming videos this week on the URC quarterfinals. I was going to try and get a couple of those played on Rugby 22. I was going to do Leinster Sharks and Stormers versus Bulls. Do you think I should do Munster Glasgow as well? And be Glasgow? Although I will mention, I don't think I'm that great at the game. So the question really is, do you want me to be Glasgow or do you want me to be Munster if I film that one? Fix the damn scoreboard, says Spencer. There we go. Boom. It's all fixed. It was just a little bit behind, wasn't it? But 45 points to 14. Yes, please do Munster Glasgow, says Scrumless there. Now another kicking option. Kurabalo, brilliantly played. Bourgeon now making his way on the field, but La Rochelle, very lucky. Absolutely, Glasgow, says Kerr. Although if I lose that game, Kerr, will our friendship be compromised or will you forgive me? I feel like if I concede a soft try with their 93% tackling, you know, there's a bit of pressure, although I feel like I can get the job done. You know, there might actually, there's a couple. When did Rugby 22 come out? 2022, probably. But I think I should have a pretty strong squad, I think. Go Glasgow, says Grumlass in there. And I wasn't sure if you were going to do the Rebels game yesterday. Solid win for Burn City, says Nate to Amelia. Now the ball's going to be available for Bourgeon. Now, still 10 minutes remaining. This second half has gone relatively slow, and donations may suffer, but you'll have your integrity. Says Kerr. I'll be sitting there in the final moments of the game. Can see that last minute try, and I feel like it will just be heartbreak, won't it? That's like when we did England versus New Zealand. That was such an emotional roller coaster. Me, George, and Daniel all played it. It's the video that comes up. It's the main recommendation. That's going to be the try for Ollie Woodburn. So at least they've got that back. They keep on. Why do they do this? They get close and they do like a good play, but then that's all they do. They get a quick try and then they stop. Nice try from Ollie Woodburn, though. Managing to get it down the wing. I would have done it, but I'm just taking a little break from YouTube until I sort my stuff out. Says Amelia K. There's Andrews, Arunuye. Stay strong weather in Melbourne. Shocking right now, says Blues Nate. Yeah, Woodburn flying down the wing, scores the try for the Exeter Chiefs. Now another kicking option, or another kicking opportunity, I should say. I don't know why I keep on saying option, but it is going to be Joe Simmons, 2 from 2. Make that 3 from 3. See, that's the thing. He's kicking very well, so he just needs more. I'm joking, of course. When I lose the choosing to play as Glasgow means more than the result, says Kerr. And it will be actually, tell you what, it will actually be really, really good research-wise. Because it's been a good, like, when was the last time we covered a Glasgow game? I know there was one that we were going to be covering, but we didn't end up doing it. This was like 6 months ago. I'm going to go into our lives and I'm going to go Glasgow. The last Glasgow game that we did was actually the 9th of January this year. We did Glasgow versus the Stormers in the United Rugby Championship. I believe the Stormers would have won that game. But I see Ali Price was my thumbnail. So he might be a good option again. Against Munster with Connor Murray. Perfect. Boom. Write it down. Book it in. Lock it in. That's what they say on the game shows, isn't it? Let's go. The Chiefs fire up, boys. Like, because they've had their moments. They've had some very nice plays. Okay, that's going to be playing the 9. Just couldn't quite get out of it. Now kicking this one downfield, more than likely Townsend. Yeah, will actually be really good because sometimes, like, their back line I'm fine with, but sometimes those forwards get myself a little bit confused. So, with it almost being 4 months since we've done one of their games, nice little refresh wouldn't be a bad thing. That's actually how I think I learn a majority of players in Super Rugby to start with. It was just because I was playing that much Rugby Challenge for videos that I learn all the sides on there and then saw them in real life and slowly went, oh, yeah, I know him from the game. Now, nice pass from Exeter Chiefs. This is better. Woodburn going on the outside. He's stepping across. I beg your pardon. Good to see Glasgow won that. Did they? Whoops. Oh. No, they might have actually. Glasgow versus Stormers. They didn't lose a game in January. Yeah, no, they did. 24 points to 17. Well, that is my biggest apologies there, Kerr. So we covered, was that no, they would have beat another South Africa teams in the URC, wouldn't they? How'd they go against the Sharks? They lost. How'd they go against the Lions? They won, and then, no, sorry, that was in the quarterfinal on the 9th of April. What was that? Oh, that was for the Challenge Cup. But in the URC, they lost, and then the last team is the Bulls. Oh, they beat the Bulls. Okay. What I was going to say is maybe I ended up getting it correct, or I actually ended up covering the game that they won, the one game up against South African sides that they won, but they beat the Bulls as well. 18-game winning streak. Yeah, they're probably, to be honest, out of all the sides in the top 8, them and Connacht, I would say, are the 2 big dark horses. Because Connacht are a great side as well when they do get it right. But I think Glasgow, if they play Connacht, or if they were to play Connacht, I think they would beat them, current form-wise. Now, 7 minutes remaining. Stormers lost against Glasgow in January, says Johan. They certainly did. 24 points to 17, I believe that said. Now, Bourdon, about to put the ball in. There's a lot of tired-looking players. Teddy Thomas, actually one of those guys who's only recently came out on the field, already taking some big deep breaths. Big push there from the Exeter Chiefs. That's a penalty in their favour. Yes, it is. Far side popping up. There's a little bit of push and shove, is there? Oh, yes, there is. Jacko Piper just telling everyone to calm down. We've almost got through this whole match, is what he said. We just need another 6 minutes, then we're done for. Kick for the touchline. 5 meters out from the line now, Exeter. At this stage, this is just to make it a little bit more of a, I guess you'd say what's it called? I can't think of the word, but like a score that doesn't look too bad. Make it a not competitive score. My brain's gone blank. I need a dictionary. Now it's gone over the top. Nice take from Exeter Chiefs. 5 meters out from the line. Now Townsend sells the dummy, goes himself 1 meter out from the line there. And that is going to be La Rochelle. Got a lot of players lying down just next to the breakdown now. Big run from Yandel. He goes over the line. Must be a try. And Glasgow Munster last meeting was end of March. They Munster at home. Glasgow won next week. Glasgow are at home, says Kerr. So yeah, they've got a very good chance. Who would they, do we know this information? Who do they play if they go through? Which side of the draw? Would they be playing Leinster or the Sharks? Would they be playing the winner of that game? Oh, Gregory Aldred Wants them to go upstairs. Okay. Rochelle is not happy. He is begging Jaco Piper to go upstairs and check that one. But Jaco Piper will not. That is going to be another try. And that is now going to make the score 47 points to 28. What are they checking here? Are they checking for double movement back? So the knee was down. He slightly accelerated, pushed himself forward, and that was held up at that point. So maybe Aldred had a fair point there. Yeah, he wasn't happy about it. Aldred saying that that ball was held up and he could have been correct. But it does now make the score 47 points to 28. High scoring game. Now, nice step. Joe Simmons wrestled backwards. 4 minutes remaining. I think Exeter probably have enough time to get themselves another try. To be honest, although Sefer Scott almost ended up dropping that ball. Oh, clean strip from La Rochelle. But if Exeter have time, means that La Rochelle also do have that opportunity. That will be a forward pass, or is it? No, it's come off the hands. Now stolen by Dylan Lades, sorry. Right, we're going back for the scrum. And also Leinster versus the Sharks. Yes, so that's a tough next game. That's the table set. So theoretically, ideal scenario for Connacht, well, not for Connacht, sorry, for Glasgow, would be for Sharks to cause an upset win over Leinster so that Glasgow play the Sharks at home in the semis. Only problem with that is the last time that Glasgow played the Sharks, they were beaten 40 points to 12, but that was when it was in South Africa. That's intriguing. I like that. It'll be interesting to see how it does end up progressing. Yeah, I think the semi-finals are the week straight after, aren't they? That we've got. So it kind of goes quarterfinals next weekend, or this weekend now as it's almost becoming. Then semi-finals next weekend, Champions Cup final, and then the next one after that, I think, is the final of the URC, going back for another penalty in favour of La Rochelle, currently sitting on 47 points. So looking to break the 50 here very soon. Teddy Thomas, big signing for La Rochelle. He was at Racing 92. Or was he? Am I thinking of Galficu? I might be. I think Teddy Thomas, where was he before La Rochelle? Somewhere in France. That kick has gone into touch. One last chance. 8 meters out from the line for the rolling ball opportunity here for La Rochelle. Waiting for him to get the ball. Yep. Ready to go here. La Rochelle not in any hurry to walk up. They are feeling fatigued. I feel like Exeter Chiefs, if both sides were told we've got to play another 20 minutes, Exeter would be with a way fresher side. But La Rochelle have paced themselves well in terms of being able to score the tries at the right time when they've been full of energy so that they can take a little bit of a backward step. Oh, Woodburn didn't even try and stop him there. He just watched him go over the line, wasn't willing to sacrifice the body. And that will be another try for La Rochelle. That moves them up to 52 points on the board. I've managed to break the 50 in this Champions Cup semi-final. But Woodburn, yeah, to be fair, it would have been quite tricky for him to stop him with where he was standing there, Woodburn. But it didn't look like he was too ready to get physical with it. Nice week, the Chiefs. Score a few more tries. Not enough time, says Nate with a sad face. And although La Rochelle, they've managed to find enough time themselves another. But wow, 70, in fact, 80 points scored throughout this game. I thought the game last night was high scoring. But yeah. And Leinster versus the Sharks versus Glasgow Munster, no matter the winner of those games, that semi-final, I will play like a final, I feel. Yep. Yeah, it will have that real big feel to it. Oh, we're checking this one apparently. Why would you bother, Yaka? You didn't check the last one that was held up. So they've decided now that they will check this one. That's going to really annoy a lot of people in the crowd by the sounds of it. Right, what are we reviewing here? Why have we decided to stop the clock with 28 seconds remaining? This better be good. Because they could have reviewed the last one, seeing that it was no try for the Exeter Chiefs. They chose not to. You got to be consistent. What are we looking at? Okay. So it's rolling. It's rolling. They're saying watch 23 gold. He joins in front of the ball, so that's going to become probably a no try. Cheer the Kiwi lads. Another fantastic weekends. Other commentary says, Nate. Yeah, it's been great having you here throughout the weekend. Nate, can let Rochelle halt Leinster in Dublin? It would be a massive win. And I think it will all come down to, well, for Leinster, they're in a tricky boat because they played this weekend. They then have to play next weekend up against the Sharks and the URC. Then after that, the next weekend after, I believe they've got their semi-final. I just said, yeah, I think they've got the semi-final the next week. So they've got a lot of tough games. And then the week after that, they've got their final up against La Rochelle. So they've got to try and strategically kind of balance their players without overworking them. Take for touch by the Exeter Chiefs. That try is taken back, and thank you for the stream, Irish Kiwi lads. There's scrum lads there. Yeah, it's gonna be hard for them. It's hard winning. You know, they're in a bad boat because they've got so many competitions. Glasgow, they'll be a little bit the same if they win their next game. They will be heading into their next semi-final, and then they've also got the Challenge Cup final, which of course they will want to win. Kicked into touch by La Rochelle, and that will be the end of the game here. 47 points to 28, and that is going to be a very high-scoring semi-final. Now, the final is going to be set. Final last year was Leinster versus La Rochelle. This year's final, Leinster versus La Rochelle as well. And German brother, massive appreciation to all the Kiwi lads. And me and my bro, Aranui, to you and whānau. And playoff, semi, and final URC and Champions Cup final all played at home. Leinster having the massive advantage because every game from now is at home. Yeah, that's true. They've got pretty much the home field all the way through if they can win their games. Leinster versus Glasgow in Ireland would be massive. And like you said, it will have that real finals feel. Have they played each other this year? Leinster versus Glasgow. I think they played each other last year, didn't they? 40 points to 5. That was in November. Yeah, so a tricky one. Leinster versus La Rochelle will be a monumental final. Thanks for the stream, says username. And I should mention we will be back for that final on the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Be sure to stay tuned in for that. I believe that La Rochelle, the winner of the Player of the Match award, they did give it to Sutini, was player number 13 for this matchup. But yeah, it's going to be an exciting one. We have the little arrow. They did that themselves. The automatic scoreboard. Put in. I was wondering, they were talking to Sutini, but they've also got the commentators talking as well. So they've kind of cut out the interview with the player of the match because they were chatting away to the other fellow. Got a big smile on his face, though. Sutini very happy with the performance from his side in this contest. There were a lot of players who stepped up. Hastoy off the kicking tee. He was very good. Tuera Kurbalo, he played brilliantly, got himself the 2 tries in that game. Yeah, for anyone wondering which games we are doing next week for the URC, I believe the plan at this stage is to do the Stormers versus the Bulls, Leinster versus the Sharks, and Glasgow versus Munster. They are all taking place on Sunday morning through to 8:30 a.m. New Zealand time. We aren't going to be doing Ulster versus Connacht just because the time zone of that game just is pretty rough for us here in New Zealand with the amount of games that we will be covering on the Saturday and the next day. For Super Rugby-wise, we have got the Chiefs versus the Highlanders. We will be covering that one on Friday night alongside Fiji and Drua versus the Hurricanes. Then we will have Crusaders versus Force on the Saturday, Blues versus Moana Pacifica, and then also possibly doing the Reds versus Waratahs game at 9:35 on Saturday night. So we got around, that's 11 streams next weekend. So just the stock standard of what we would normally have. That's not including any other competitions that I may be forgetting as well. But then the week after that, we've got the Sevens coming back. So that will be, I really hope that they don't try and overlap any Sevens with the finals of the URC. We will be doing the URC, of course, but it would be nice to know that they don't overlap for those ones. And Big Lovell says scrum less in there as well. But nonetheless, I think we are getting close to the end of this live stream. I hope you guys have been enjoying all the content we have got recently on the channel. We've got plenty more coming in the near future, including hopefully those gaming videos that I will try and get out halfway through or probably late next week. I would say your boy Knowledge streaming his favorite commentator says Knowledge. Do appreciate you being here. And yeah, we've got plenty more coming up. I believe we've got about a 3 or 4 day break now, though, before our next live stream. But we've got a few videos on the channel. If you do enjoy a bit of WWE, now Knowledge, this might actually be the perfect video for you because you've got the picture of KSI in your thumbnail or your little picture. Me and George recently, we filmed a video. He edited it all. And it's of us being Logan Paul in a WWE Royal Rumble. And we have KSI in it as well. So you might actually quite enjoy that one. It's got a bit of JJ popping up in there. Next time, says Kerr with the hippo. And once again, Kerr, hugely appreciated all of your support on not just this live stream, not just the last live stream, but overall, ever since you've joined the Kiwi Lads community. It's hugely appreciated. And I feel like you have also heavily impacted the fact that the hippo is now considered as the Kiwi Lads official mascot. So a big round of applause for Kerr, ladies and gentlemen, for the work that he has been doing. I feel like that's a good place to end the stream, isn't it? Showing our appreciation for Kerr. And hopefully you do have a good week, seeing as we will probably see you, I'd assume, for the Hurricanes Drua game. I think you'll be back ready to go, supporting your Canes. If the time zones still allow, of course, with where you'll be heading around the world next. And we have got the clapping from Scrumless in there as well. But thank you all very much. Round of applause for Hamish and the Kiwi Lads, not me, says Kerr. Tell you what, we'll share the round of applause. We'll go a little bit of both, eh? We got to tell you what, I'm going to go like this. There we go. I gave you some claps too. And see you all next time. Take care, says Kerr in the chat. But nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy this live stream, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Hope you guys all have a great week. Hopefully it's nice and busy. You get plenty done that you want to. Yeah, we'll see you. And now we all have the clap. Yeah, we do. We all have the clap in there. Do they have any clapping ones in the stickers? Doesn't look like it that I know of. It doesn't look like they've got a clapping one. I was hoping that I could find one. Can I donate to myself? Oh, they do have a hands one. Yeah, they have two hands slapping together. Wow. That's in that pink section. What does that mean? Who's he? Biggest fans. These people will always cheer you on. Be the first to like your stream and love your presence unconditionally. They're your biggest fans. There you go. That's the information. I don't know how to use YouTube. And also we have got there, he means a gonorrhea, says Scrumlass in there. Don't know where to go from there. I feel like that's like I can't end on he means gonorrhea. We gotta find a little section after. It was just purity is legendary, says Scrumlass. Yeah, plenty of URC next week. Super Rugby, plenty of that as well. And yeah, we will be covering that on the channel. But yeah, we're hoping to do 3 out of the 4 games on Rugby 22. I'm hoping to film those maybe today, seeing as now it's 4 a.m. New Zealand time. And then from there, yeah, we'll try and get those up later on in the week. But nonetheless, we'll do the outro again. Thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And we will see you all for the next one.